Thank you for joining us today for the Elementary Academic Derby. We're featuring Morton Elementary School and Hunters Creek Elementary School. Our scorekeeper today is Gail Thomas. I'm Pam Thomas and I'll be your moderator. We've already reviewed our rules and we want to meet our players, so let's begin our introductions with Hunters Creek.
My name is Trinity Conway and I'm in Miss Hoosier's class.
My name is Alexa Bennett and I'm in Miss Waller's homeroom.
My name is Kate Kendrick and I'm from Miss Waller's homeroom.
My name is Xavier Harris and I'm from Miss Miller's homeroom.
And Megan Lewis is the coach for Hunters Creek. Let's meet our players from Morton.
My name is Tristan Wright from Miss Centeno's homeroom class.
My name is Megan Koleski from Miss Centeno's homeroom class.
I'm Madison Eccles from Miss Centeno's homeroom class.
I'm Nate Arnold from Miss Jordan's homeroom class.
Great, and the coach for Morton is Alicia Centeno. Ready to begin? 7 questions to Morton first, and trivia is the category, Morton. Which type of seagoing vessel would a torpedo be associated? Tristan?
Submarine.
That is correct. Literature. Identify the fictional little boy who is squashed by a falling bulletin board and then sent on adventures across the United States. Madison?
Flat Stanley.
It is Flat Stanley. English in the sentence. Many playful orange calico kittens were romping in the barn. How many adjectives modify the word kittens? I'm going to repeat the sentence. Many playful orange calico kittens were romping in the barn. How many adjectives modify the word kittens? Nate?
3.
Not 3. Hunters Creek? Kate?
4.
4, that's right. Almost, Nate. Mathematics. If a regular hexagon has a perimeter of 54 centimeters, how long is each side? If a regular hexagon has a perimeter of 54 centimeters, how long is each side? Madison?
9.
9 centimeters. Good. History. In 1979, this Catholic leader received the Nobel Peace Prize for her work with the poor in India. Name this Reverend Mother. Hunters Creek? Trinity?
Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. Science. What is the name beginning with the letter S for the property of a mineral determined by rubbing it across a piece of unglazed porcelain? Tristan?
Sandpaper.
No, that's a good try. Hunters Creek? Trinity?
Slate.
No, we're looking for streak because it will, as you rub across it and it's unglazed, it'll make a mark there. Streak. Geography. If you were a farmer in Asia, you would probably grow this staple crop to help produce over 90% of the world's supply. What is this crop? Nate?
Rice.
It is rice. 7 questions for you, Hunters Creek. Trivia is the first category. In computer language, this 8-letter noun collectively names the programs, languages, and instructions used in operating a computer. Identify this compound word. Morton? Tristan?
Browser.
No, software. Glad you guessed, though. Literature. In which 1994 Newbery winner by Lois Lowry is Jonas selected to be the new receiver of The Secrets of His World? Kate?
The Giver.
The Giver, one of my favorite books. Mathematics. Pencils ready because you may need them. Find the product of 18 and 12 and round your answer to the nearest tens place. Product of 18 and 12 and round your answer to the nearest tens place. Kate?
200.
That's incorrect. Very close. Morton? Nate?
216.
No, that's almost correct as well. 220. Science. The cells of plants have a special characteristic not found in the cells of animals. What is the name of this special stiff structure that supports the plant and gives it shape, much like the same structure does in a person's home? Alexa,
A frame.
can you be a little more specific?
A stem.
No, I can't accept that, but that's a very good try. Let's go up to Morton. Madison?
Cell wall.
The cell wall. If you'd have said wall, Alexa, I would have accepted that. Geography. This land elevation separates waters running west to the Pacific Ocean from those running east to the Atlantic Ocean. Identify this massive landform. I'm going to repeat it because I hesitated there. This land elevation separates waters running west to the Pacific Ocean from those running east to the Atlantic Ocean. Identify this massive landform. Kate?
The continental divide.
That is it. Great. History. What two-word phrase was used during the 19th century to describe participants in the California Gold Rush? Morton? They were the 49ers. And English is the final category. What type of sentence should be used when expressing extremely strong emotion? Morton? Madison?
Exclamatory.
Exclamatory it is, and that is the end of our first round. We'll be right back, so join us then.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, we've got a pretty good match going. 4 points separates the scores. Hunters Creek has 8, Morton has 12. This round has a bonus with it, so we're looking for a few more points to be picked up during this round. Got 2 new complete team of participants. Let's meet them, and we'll begin our introductions with Hunters Creek.
Hi, my name is Ezra Davenport, and I'm Miss Waller's homeroom.
My name's Ivy Pierce, and I'm from Miss Waller's homeroom.
My name's Olivia Pecora, and I'm from Miss Miller's homeroom.
My name is Emma Fitzpatrick, and I'm from Miss Waller's homeroom.
And welcome new players for Hunters Creek. Let's meet our new players for Morton.
I'm Kalia Tucker, and I'm from Miss Jordan's homeroom class.
I already introduced myself.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm Kiana Brill from Miss Pierce's homeroom class. I'm Faith Jackson from Miss Centennial's homeroom class.
And welcome new players. Megan, I'm sorry I included you as a new player, but we're glad you're still up there. Okay, ready to begin. Hunters Creek is the first question. English. And what type of portrait or photograph is the presentation of a human head viewed from the side? The same noun is used to identify a biographical sketch of a person or crime suspect. Morton? Kalia?
A diagram.
No, profile is what we're looking for. Good try, though. Morton, science. This insect is a member of the family Lepidoptera and mimics the appearance of the monarch butterfly. Identify this creature that shares its name with a form of English royalty. Hunters Creek? That's okay. Hunters Creek? It is the viceroy. Mathematics, Hunters Creek. Find the greatest common factor of 27, 30, and 72. Find the greatest common factor of 27, 30, and 72. And the correct answer is 3. Trivia, Morton. In keyboarding, which finger on which hand is used to strike the Q key? Kalia?
Ring finger on left hand.
That is incorrect. Can't show me that finger. Show me the finger you're talking about. I'm sorry, that's incorrect, but very, very good answer. Let's go to Hunters Creek. Ivy?
The index finger on the right hand.
No, that's incorrect too. It is the shortest finger, the pinky of the left hand, that would strike the Q key. We don't usually strike Q's too much, do we, in our spelling? Hunters Creek, geography. Identify the nation located in southern Asia that is known for its religious text called Vedas and its social structure named the caste system. Morton? India. Fine arts, Morton. A painting made on a fresh, moist plaster with pigments dissolved in water is referred to by which 6-letter noun that begins with an F? Hunters Creek. And the painting on the fresh moist plaster is called a fresco. Hunters Creek, history. In colonial America, what name was given to a young person who lived and worked with an artisan and his family for several years in order to learn a skill before he went on to work as a journeyman and then a master? Morton? I know you've heard this word, apprentice. It's apprentice. I've got to turn the page for the next question for Morton. English. In the sentence, Danny decided to purchase the irreversible jacket. What is the correct spelling of the word reversible? Faith?
R-E-V-E-R-S-A-B-L-E. Reversible.
That is a very good try. Very good try. Let's go down to Hunters Creek. Emma?
R-E-V-E-R-S-I-B-L-E.
That is correct. You just missed it by 1 letter, Faith. You don't get the bonus in this round, but you would in the next round. You get the next question in science. These substances include wood, ceramics, fiberglass, and many plastics, and can be used to protect people from electricity because they are poor electrical conductors. Identify the collective name for these types of materials. Ivy?
Recycle?
Nope. Nice try. Morton? Kiana?
Insulators?
Insulators. Now I got to turn for some more questions. Morton, English. Which punctuation mark is used to create both a possessive form of a noun and contractions? Which punctuation mark is used to create both the possessive form of a noun and contractions? Clea?
A period?
Not a period. That's good that you used a punctuation mark, Hunters Creek. Ivy?
An apostrophe?
Apostrophe, correct. Now, Hunters Creek science. This type of rock, such as limestone, is most likely to contain fossils and is formed when layers of sand, silt, clay, or mud are compacted together. Identify this classification of rock. Okay, Kiana, we'll go up to you.
A mineral?
We're looking for the type of rock.
Obsidian?
No, it's sedimentary. Sedimentary. Good try. Morton, literature. In this method of essay or paragraph development, the writer analyzes both the reasons for and the consequences of an action, event, or decision. By what common phrase is this type of essay or paragraph known? Hunters Creek? Ivy?
A summary?
No cause and effect. Hunters Creek current events. In October 2015, officials from Zimbabwe announced that no charges would be brought against the American dentist who killed the popular creature known as Cecil in its national park in July 2015 because the hunter had proper paperwork on file. What type of animal was Cecil? Olivia?
A lion?
It was a lion. Here's your bonus. Which South American city will host the 2016 Olympics? It's not the capital, but it's the largest city by population in Brazil. Ivy, you have an answer? Okay.
Korea?
No, we're looking for a city in Brazil. It's Rio de Janeiro. Social studies. Morton? When a family actively plans its financial goals by analyzing income, expenses, and savings, what type of monetary plan is being created? Kiana?
A vacation plan?
No, that's incorrect. Let's go to Hunters Creek. Ivy?
A budget?
A budget. And that is the end of our second round. We'll be back with our final in just a second. Join us then.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
We've got quite a match going on here, and in this round we have a bonus that passes with the question. You can pick up a lot of points during this round. Our score is separated by 2 points. Hunters Creek has 16, Morton has 14, and we're calling out all of the cheerleaders and everything that we know to get a lot of points during this match. We have 2 new participants for Hunters Creek. We want you to meet them.
My name is Gianna Medina, and I'm from Miss Miller's homeroom.
I am Kendra Ash, and I'm from Miss Waller's class.
And welcome new players for Hunters Creek. Let's meet our 2 new players for Morton.
My name is Francesca Creed, and I'm from Miss Centena's homeroom class.
My name is Zion Gillard from Miss Pierce's homeroom class.
Welcome new players from Morton. We've already reviewed our rules and we're ready to begin mathematics terminology. Either team may ring in. What phrase is used to describe the mean, median, and mode of a data set? These types of measures are often contrasted with measures of spread, such as range. And that would be measures of central tendency. History. Identify the wealthy English lawyer who became the first governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1630 and served in that capacity for 12 of the colony's first 20 years. Kate?
John White?
Not John White, but that's a good try. Morton? It is John Winthrop. So you got half of it right, Kate. English. In the following sentence, which word pair is considered redundant? We should be grateful and thankful that there was not more destruction following the storm. Tristan?
Grateful and thankful.
That is correct. In the, this is your bonus, in the words concentric, congruent, and connect, what is the meaning of the prefix con? Okay, give your answer to Madison.
Similar?
No, it is with or together. Good try. Mathematics teams, You may need your pencils for this. If n minus 5 equals 24, what is the value of 3 times n? If n minus 5 equals 24, what is the value of 3 times n? Kate?
87.
87 is right. For your bonus, on a number line, point A has a coordinate of 13. Point B on that same number line has a coordinate of 35. And point C has a coordinate of -4. How much farther is point B from point A than point C is from point A? I'm going to repeat that because this is a very lengthy problem. On number line, point A has a coordinate of 13. Point B on that same number line has a coordinate of 35. And point C has a coordinate of -4. How much farther is point B from point A than point C is from point A? Yes, ma'am.
5.
Ma'am?
5.
5 is great. Very good. Geography. Identify any 4 of the 5 themes associated with the study of geography. Tristan?
Land.
We're looking for 4.
Land. Life. Area. And earth.
That's incorrect, but that is a great try. Let's go down to Hunters Creek. 4 of the 5 themes associated with a study of geography. Kate?
Capitals, cities, countries, and continents.
Nope, that's a great try too. Location, place, movement, region, and human-environment interaction. I guess this is literature. It's not a in E.L. Coingberg's The View from Saturday, which character receives India ink to use in his calligraphy? And his name is Julian. I haven't read that book. Science. This planet, located 6 from the sun, takes almost 30 Earth years to complete an orbit. Name this planet. Tristan?
Neptune.
Not Neptune. Very good try. Hunters Creek? Kate?
Saturn.
Saturn is correct. And this is your bonus in English. What type of skilled craftsman creates horseshoes, tools, and rims for wagon wheels? Gianna?
Carpenter?
No, blacksmith. Blacksmith. Let's try history, teams. Following World War I and prior to the Great Depression, America experienced an exciting decade that included the flappers, jazz music, and a freedom of expression among its youth. What 2-word phrase was this era known? The Roaring Twenties. Mathematics. Bill has a tree in his yard that is 8.5 feet tall. If he planted the tree 4 years ago and it has grown 1 1/4 feet each year, how tall was it when he planted it? Let me give you those dimensions again. Bill has a tree in his yard that is 8.5 feet tall. If he planted the tree 4 years ago and it has grown 1 1/4 feet each year, how tall was it when he planted it? Tristan?
3 feet tall.
Repeat that, please.
3 feet tall.
No, that's very good, almost correct answer, but it's incorrect. Let's go to Morton. Hunters Creek, excuse me. 3.5 feet tall. You're almost there. Geography. Often between two tall mountains, there is a route through which travelers can advance. By what four-letter noun is this access known? Tristan?
Valley.
Not a valley. Hunters Creek? Kate?
A road.
Well, that's a good try. I like that. But it's called a pass. P-A-S-S. Literature. By which genre of literature would one associate the authors E.E. Cummings, Robert Frost, and Carl Sandburg? Kate?
Poetry.
Poetry it is. Isaac Asimov, Ray Bradbury, and Robert Heinlein are all writers of which specific literary genre? Gianni?
Fiction.
What kind?
Historical fiction.
No, very good try. Science fiction. And that is the end of our final round. Wow, that went fast. We used a lot of questions. We'll be back with our closing score, our final score, and our closing announcement. So see you then.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change. Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women. I could use your help. Yeah! Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
We really had an enjoyable match. We had a lot of tough questions and a lot of great answers. We had a total of 42 points scored. 16 points, Morton ended with 16, Hunters Creek with 26 points, and I like that big round of applause for yourself. You did all the work. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you'll stay tuned for our next match, which will feature Northwoods Elementary and Stateside. So hopefully we'll see you in a few minutes.
Why I teach. I teach to inspire and ignite a passion for learning. Every child is different and they deserve to be seen and respected for who they are, which means they deserve an education that is tailored to meet their needs. Every day these children inspire and ignite something within me. Teaching is not just my job, it's part of who I am.
Why I teach. When the kids step into my classroom, I want them to know that they're part of the future of this ever-changing world. It's exciting to know that I'm actually the person that gets to teach them anything new. I love to see their minds grow. I love to see the light bulb click. That's pretty much why I teach and why I've always loved working with kids, especially elementary.
Thank you for joining us for the second match of today. We're featuring Stateside Elementary School and Northwoods Elementary School. This is our second match, and we know that you're going to be entertained with a great activity today. Let's meet our players from Northwoods.
Ripley Whalen from Miss Todd's class.
Dylan Proctor from Miss Todd's class.
Jalen Brown from Miss Todd's class.
Austin Tuttle from Miss Todd's class.
The coaches for Northwoods are Shelley Newsom and Cindy Overs. Let's meet our players for Stateside.
I'm Kaylee Whitcomb from Miss McCavitt's class.
Nathan Mel from Miss McCavitt's class.
Eliana Arnold from Miss Warden's class.
Abigail Sutton from Miss McCavitt's class.
The coaches for Stateside are Jacqueline Moore and Kristen Pusino. Hope I pronounced that correctly, coaches. And we're ready to begin. 7 questions to Stateside first. English is the category. Spell the word seize as it is used in the following sentence. Jan took advantage of her position to seize control of the basketball. Eliana?
S-E-I-Z-E.
That is correct. Mathematics. You may need your pencils. A segment in the XY coordinate plane has its endpoints of -2 and 1, and -1 and -2. In which 2 quadrants is the segment contained? One of the endpoints is at -2 and 1. The other is at -1 and -2. You tell me the 2 quadrants the segments contained. Eliana?
Quadrant 2 and quadrant 3.
That is correct. And I needed my pencil to draw that. I don't know if y'all did. History. This man, born in July of 1863, said, "I will build a car for the great multitude." Identify this industrialist and builder of the Model T. Eliana?
Henry Ford.
Henry Ford it is. Let's go to science. Identify the 2-word phrase used to refer to energy sources such as coal, oil, and natural gas that are formed from the remains of ancient plants and animals. Northwoods? I mean Stateside, excuse me. No, Northwoods. Northwoods. Let me give you Northwoods. Got an answer? Okay. Fossil fuels. Trivia. To help us remember the building blocks for a healthy meal, the USDA launched a new food diagram in 2011 to replace the food pyramid that has been in use since 1992. What is the name for the new diagram endorsed by First Lady Michelle Obama? Northwoods? And it is called My Plate. It shows a picture of a plate with the types of food on it. Literature. The name of the town of Chew and Swallow enjoys breakfast, lunch, and dinner falling from the skies in this book by Judy Barrett. Name this book that was also made into a movie in 2009. Nathan?
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is right. Geography is the last category. What 2-word phrase that includes a man's name is used to identify the great bell in the Parliament Clock Tower in London, England? Nathan?
Big Ben.
It is Big Ben. Northwood, 7 for you. English is the first category. Which 10-letter noun that begins with a T refers to the use of scientific knowledge to improve the quality of human life? Stateside? Nathan?
Ecosystem?
No, technology. Technology. I bet you knew that, didn't you? Technology. Literature. In American folklore and legend, who was Butch Cassidy's sidekick? Stateside? It was the Sundance Kid. Mathematics. You might need your pencils. I did. A cherry weighs 4 grams and an apple weighs 168 grams. How many cherries would weigh the same as 1 apple? A cherry weighs 4 grams and an apple weighs 168 grams. How many cherries would weigh the same as 1 apple? Austin?
42.
42 it is. Let's try history. Identify the 19th century mode of transportation powered by horse or oxen that was also known as a prairie schooner, and which was used by thousands of Americans to cross the Great Plains. Dylan?
A horse-drawn carriage.
Can you tell me the name of that? I need the name of it. That's a good try, Dylan. Let's go up to Stateside. Eliana?
Chariot.
No, it's a covered wagon or a Conestoga wagon. Science. Y'all must not watch a whole lot of Westerns. Science. While lymph is the clear liquid that carries nutrients to the tissues of the body, which 6-letter noun that begins with the letter P is used to name the liquid part of the blood? Stateside? Go ahead, Abigail.
Pulse.
No, plasma. Plasma. Geography. Found in the Alaska Range, this tallest mountain in the United States is located in the Denali National Park and is named after our 25th president. To which mountain am I referring? Stateside? It's Mount McKinley. And final category is in sports. The year 2015 has been a stellar year for this NASCAR company that includes drivers Matt Kenseth, Denny Hamlin, and Kyle Busch, among others. Identify this great racing group with the initials JGR. Stateside? And JGR stands for Joe Gibbs Racing. You knew that, didn't you, Miss Thomas? I thought you did. That is the end of our round. I'm sorry, of our first round, and we'll be right back with our second round in just a minute.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know. Come alive with the forest. The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
We're about to begin round two. We have a score right now of Northwoods with 2 points and Stateside with 10. I had to look again, 10. In this round, we have a bonus so you can really pick up a lot of questions. We know that you want to meet our new players, so we'll begin our introductions with Northwoods.
Grace Rotz from Miss Todd's class.
Angela Capuana from Miss Todd's class.
Sebastian Davila Alice from Miss Todd's class.
And welcome new players for Northwoods. Let's meet our new players for Stateside.
Hello, my name is Makari Baser from Miss Watson's class.
Ryan Goyber from Miss McCabett's class.
And welcome new players for Stateside. Northwoods, you received the first question in these alternating questions. History. In ancient wartime, what ancient weapon worked like a slingshot and was used to throw spears, arrows, and rocks at the enemy? Go ahead, Angela.
Arrow?
No, not an arrow. That's a nice try. Let's move up to Stateside. Makari?
A crossbow?
No, a catapult. A catapult. Good tries. Stateside science. Which earth element found in the core becomes magnetized as the earth spins? Ryan?
Lava?
No, not lava. Let's go to Northwoods. Iron is the element that becomes magnetized. Northwoods trivia. For which American restaurant giant was Jared Fogle a spokesperson following his loss of over 200 pounds while eating their healthy menu? Stateside? Subway. Stateside history. One of Queen Elizabeth I's favorite explorers and politicians, this Englishman helped defeat the Spanish Armada and navigated the globe in the Golden Hind. Who was this vice admiral and privateer? Northwoods? And that would be Sir Francis Drake. Northwoods English. In this sentence, and I'm reading a sentence now, in this sentence, on Wednesday, we attended the ceremony for Mark's promotion to lieutenant. What is the correct spelling of the word lieutenant? Angela?
L-I-E-T-E-N-A-N-T.
Wow, that's very, very close. Very close. Let's go to Stateside. Eliana?
L-I-U-T-E-N-A-N-T.
That's very close as well. You got one of the letters correct, the letter she missed. It's L-I-E-U-T-E-N-A-N-T. Kind of difficult word if you don't use it every day or see it. Stateside music. Identify the name of the Spanish musical instrument which consists of a pair of concave wood pieces held in the palms and clicked together. Macara?
Macari.
Sorry.
Cymbals?
No, that's not correct, but I'm glad you tried. Let's go down to Northwoods. No, it's not. Yeah, Northwoods. Angela?
Claves?
No, castanets. Castanets is the correct term. Northwoods English. For 2 and 3 syllable adjectives, which word is placed before the adjective in order to form the superlative? Stateside? Most, M-O-S-T. Okay, I've got to go to another section. Science, Stateside. Which system of the human body that includes the kidneys is responsible for the removal of waste? Kaylee?
The gallbladder?
No, looking for the system. Can't give you 2 tries up there, Ryan. Sorry. Let's go to Northwoods. Angela?
Digestive?
No, excretory. Northwoods mathematics. The sum of 3 numbers is 65. The largest number is 3 times the smallest. And the third number is 25. Find the other 2 numbers. The sum of the 3 numbers is 65. The largest is 3 times the smallest. And the third number is 25. Angela?
10, 3, and 25.
That's incorrect, but that is a very good try. Let's go up to Stateside. $10 and 30. Current events. Which sibling of former U.S. President George W. Bush served as Florida's governor until 2007? And he is currently seeking the Republican nomination for the 2016 presidential race. Go ahead, Ryan.
Jeb Bush.
Jeb Bush it is. I don't have my paper labeled here. And let me get that. Okay, for your bonus, what 2-word colorful phrase is given to the day of shopping following Thanksgiving when many American businesses earn their greatest profits of the year? Okay, Makara, give your answer to Eliana?
Black Friday.
Black Friday it is. Northwoods history. This iconic American building saw its cornerstone laid in 1793, and a design competition was initially won by Dr. William Thornton, but later awarded to Irish architect James Hoban, who also designed the White House. Name this structure that was burned in 1814. Stateside? And that would be the U.S. Capitol building. So Stateside, next question's yours in English. Named after the German tribe that wreaked havoc on Rome, this eponym today describes one who damages another's property. Identify the 6-letter noun that begins with a V. Ryan?
Vandalize.
I'll accept that. Vandal is correct. Here's your bonus. Which bright red Christmas flower was named for the American ambassador who brought a specimen to the United States upon his return from a trip to Mexico? Kaylee? Give your bonus to Eliana.
Poinsettia.
That is correct. Northwoods geography. Identify the 3-letter noun that designates any mineral or rock from which a valuable substance can be extracted at a reasonable price. Angela?
Gem.
No. Good try, though. Let's go up to Stateside. Ore. And that is the end of our second round, and we'll be back with our final round in just a second.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got ants in their pants, they've got...
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. 2 minutes, twice a day. They have the time.
This is the final round. It's one of my favorites because we can go a little faster in here, and the bonus passes with the question, so you do have a chance to pick up a lot more points. Our score stands with 2 points Northwoods and 22 for Stateside. We've had some really tough questions, and we're ready to begin. We have no new players. Literature, these are toss-up questions, true toss-up questions. Either team may ring in. Literature is the category teams. In Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island, what is the name of the ship that carries the crew before they become marooned? A hint, it shares its name with the island upon which Christopher Columbus first landed in his expedition to the New World. That would be the Hispaniola. Science, what type of plant found in the desert biome includes the varieties peyote, organ pipe, and sagura? Eliana?
The cactus.
The cactus is right. Here's your bonus. If a scientist is a dendrologist and uses growth rings in his analysis, what type of organism is he or she studying?
The blands.
I'm sorry?
The blands.
No, studying trees. Remember, you can tell the age of trees by their rings. Geography. Identify the California city that is the home to the Griffith Observatory, the Getty Museum or Center, the La Brea Tar Pits, and what was the site of the 1965 Watts riots of Spanish origin. Its name translates in English to the City of Angels. Ryan?
Los Angeles.
That is right. Here's your bonus. Lying to the east of the nation of Chile, this South American mountain range is home to Mount Aconcagua, and I know I'm pronouncing that incorrectly. Let me spell it for you, Aconcagua. The highest peak on that continent. Name this range that is the longest mountain range on Earth. Okay, Ryan, give your bonus answer to Eliana.
Andes.
Andes is right. Very good. Fine arts. Marla is creating a painting for her art project. She has run out of purple paint and needs to create some with the primary color she has on hand. Happens to us all the time, doesn't it? Which two primary colors should she use? Abigail?
Red and blue.
That is right. For your bonus, in photography, what two-word phrase is used to designate the space in the photo that is devoid of content? Eliana, have an answer? It is dead space. Okay, mathematics. For a school copying project, Lanny creates 9 stacks of paper that each contained 68 sheets. To the nearest 100, how many sheets of paper is Lanny using? For a school copying project. Okay, Abigail?
100.
No, that's incorrect. I'm going to repeat this again because I was repeating it and it's not an interrupt penalty or anything. For a school copying project, Lanny creates 9 stacks of paper that each contains 68 sheets. To the nearest 100, how many sheets of paper is Lanny using? Angela?
600.
600 is correct. Here is your bonus in science. Which 13-letter adjective describes trash or refuse that will eventually return to its most basic form when it's placed in a landfill? The correct response begins with the letters bio, B-I-O. Angela?
Biomass.
No, biodegradable. The breaking down of the Earth's rocks, soils, and minerals through exposure to the Earth's atmosphere is referred to by which 10-letter verb that begins with a W? And I don't believe anyone rang in at that time, did they? Sebastian?
Weathering.
Weathering is right. Here is your bonus. In September 2015, which rare event that consisted of a total lunar eclipse was visible in the U.S., Canada, and Central and South America? Have an answer? It's the supermoon, or you could have said blood moon or blood supermoon. History. Which American industrialist earned fame for inventing the steel plows used on the Great Plains during the 19th century? His name is still synonymous with a green brand of tractor that bears his name. Ryan?
John Deere.
It is John Deere. And let's get your bonus. During the massive immigration into the United States at the turn of the 19th century, what types of poorly built apartment houses were home to large populations of the working poor? The correct response begins with the letter T. Have an answer? Tenements. Tenements. Geography. Identify the eastern U.S. state whose capital city's name means divine guidance. And I want the state. And that would be Rhode Island, Providence. That is the end of our final round, and we'll be back with our final score and closing announcements. See you then.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We ended today with 40 points scored, and we had Northwoods with 6, Stateside with 34. And remember, we're using some very, very rigorous questions for these students, so I'm very proud of them, and I'd like to hear a big round of applause for yourselves for a job well done. Today we have 3 matches, so we'll be back in a few minutes with our 3rd match of the day, and we hope you'll join us then, and we'll see you later.
Why I teach. I teach because I was the little girl in the classroom who was always scared to talk, who never raised her hand, who had anxiety, who was afraid to fail, yet I still loved school. I wanted to be there, I wanted to do everything, but I had all that fear and anxiety, and I was afraid. And my job is to make all my students confident and love learning and not be afraid to fail, not be afraid to raise their hand, not be afraid to say the wrong thing or pronounce the word wrong. My job is to make everyone love learning.
Thank you for tuning in for our 3rd match of today, and we are featuring Summersill Elementary School at the top, and at the bottom we have Sandridge. We've already reviewed our rules and know what to expect, and they're ready to introduce themselves, so let's meet our players from Sandridge.
I am Freddie Valentine from Miss Farrell's class.
I'm Sydney Spencer from Miss Lewis's class.
I'm Kezia Buddha from Miss Farrell's class.
I'm Catherine Baring from Miss Farrell's class.
And the coach for Sandridge is Mrs. Frances Blue. Let's meet our players for Summersill.
My name is Miranda McDonald from Miss Myers' homeroom.
I'm Carol Ueda from Miss Glass Myers' homeroom class.
I am Jeffrey Young from Miss Bloodshow's homeroom class.
I'm Rachel Bradburn from Miss Glass Myers' homeroom class.
The coach for Summersill is Mrs. Gail Meyer. We are excited to begin, so let's get ready. Summersill, first question's yours in mathematics. You may need your pencils on this. In the Cartesian graphing plane, the ordered pair for point A is 3, 1. 3 and 1. If point A is moved 4 units to the right and 1 unit down, what are the new coordinates of the point? The original point A is 3 and 1. If point A is moved 4 units to the right and 1 unit down, what are the new coordinates of the point? Jeffrey?
7 and 2.
No, but that's a very good try. Let's go to Sandridge. Kezia?
7 and 0.
7 and 0 is right, young lady. Good. Science. For the simple machine called a screw, what is the machine's effort on force? Effect, I'm sorry. Let me repeat that for you and just give them a few more seconds. For the simple machine called a screw, what is the machine's effect on force? Okay, we're going down to, I was getting ready to say Northwoods because they were there last game. Kezia for Sandridge.
Push.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Push.
It does, but what does it do?
It winds it down.
Well, that's a great try. It changes the direction of the force. It changes the direction of the force. English, give the meaning of the word lull in this sentence. During the recession, the artist saw a lull in sales of his paintings. Sandridge? He saw a decrease in sales or a slowdown in sales. Literature. In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines. Is the first line of what children's picture book by Ludwig Bemelmans? Kezia?
Madeline.
Madeline is right. Geography. Which U.S. state is home to the network of caves known as Carlsbad Cavern? Sandridge, Kezia?
Kentucky.
Ma'am?
Kentucky.
No, New Mexico. That's a good try. History. Who was the naval captain of the ship Bonhomme Richard that defeated the British in 1779? Sandridge? And that would be, Captain John Paul Jones. Final category is in music. While some singers have an ear for being on key, others do not, nor can they hear that their notes are not accurate. Which musical term that literally means below the pitch is often used to describe such a voice? Sandridge? Flat. We'd say they just were flat. Sandridge, English. Spell an anagram of the letters S-L-E-I-A, that is S-L-E-I-A, that refers to the space between rows of chairs in an auditorium or theater. Summersill? The correct answer is aisle, A-I-S-L-E. Science. Besides aiding in the process of making food, what other purpose does water serve in the life of a plant? Summersill? And that would be, it helps hold the plant upright or makes it more rigid. Mathematics. You probably need your pencils. I would. In the data set 22, 35, 121, 42, 26, 31, and 40, which number is the outlier? Kezia?
121.
121 is right. Good. Trivia. Who am I? I was at one time ranked #1 by the American Sports Karate Association. I got my big break as an actor when I was cast as Jacob Black in the Twilight Saga film series. Who am I? Somersill? I would be Taylor Lautner. Literature. Characterized by large spreading antlers in both the male and female, the name of this Arctic animal was first referenced before the year 1400. Name this creature often associated in fiction with Christmas Eve. Sydney.
Reindeer.
Reindeer. Geography. Complete the following list by supplying the missing name. Complete the following list by supplying the missing name. Arctic, Pacific, Atlantic. What? Kezia?
Indian.
Indian Ocean is right. And history. Which U.S. constitutional amendment ratified on December 13, 1865 granted freedom to the slaves? Summersill? 13th, the 13th. That is the end of our first round. We'll be right back with our second. Hope you'll join us then.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout,
tip me over and pour me out. Oh. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Cheers. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, we're almost ready to begin round two. We have a score right now of 10 Sandridge and no points for Summersill yet. But in this round, we do have a bonus, and we know you can get a few more points, so look forward to that. Also, we have new participants for each team. Let's begin our introductions with Sandridge.
My name is Gavin Tosh from Mr. Russo's class.
My name is Trinity from Miss Lewis's class.
And let's welcome you. Thank you for coming to play today. Let's meet our players for Summersill.
My name is Mike Elaney, and I'm from Miss Myers' homeroom class.
My name is Justin McIntyre from Miss Myers' homeroom class.
My name is Nathaniel Wright from Miss Bledsoe's homeroom class.
And welcome new players for Summersill. We're glad you're here today as well. Science Sandridge is the first category. Which noun that begins with the letter Y designates the amount of crop produced in a specific area by cultivation? Summersill? Yield. We measure crops by yields. Summersill geography. Of the various types of inlets, which of these is a long inlet that separates offshore islands from the mainland? Nantucket, Puget, and Long Island are well-known examples. What are they called? Sandridge? Trinity?
Banks.
No, that's a good try. We call them sounds. Sounds. Sandridge, English in the sentence. I had never been to an opera before last night. I had never been to an opera before last night. What verb tense is used? Kezia?
Had.
No, that's a good try. Let's go up to Summersill. Micah?
Before.
No, it's past perfect. Past perfect is the verb tense. Summersill history. On reset. History. On July 11th, 1804, Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton dueled to the death of Hamilton. In which state did this duel take place? Justin?
Arkansas.
No, nice try. Let's go down to Sandridge. Kezia?
Pennsylvania.
Very close. New Jersey. Very close. Sandridge mathematics terminology. Of rectangle, square, circle, rhombus, and trapezoid, which one is not considered a polygon? Is Sandridge's question right now, Micah? Kezia?
Circle.
The circle is right. Bonus question for you. In probability and statistics, this type of chart is used as a tool to count data in groups of 5. Identify the simple method of counting that uses, okay, you can give your answer to Sydney.
Tally.
Tally is right. I even heard Kizzy up here saying that answer. That's good. Summersill, literature. According to the ancient Sumerian records, the region of Kish was home to the first dynasty that followed which major biblical event? Sandridge? Kezia?
The birth of Christ.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
The birth of Christ.
No, good try. It's the flood. It's the flood. It followed the flood. Sandridge, fine arts, complete the analogy related to the arts with one word. Composer is to music as choreographer is to blank. Sydney?
Dance.
Dance it is. For your bonus, With which musical instrument would one associate the concertmaster of a symphony orchestra?
Bass?
No, it would be the violin. It's usually the first chair violin, I believe. Summersill, science. Name the planet in our solar system that is located between Uranus and Jupiter. Micah?
Saturn.
Saturn is it. Here's your bonus and the category. They usually follow the same category as the bonus as the answer, but this is in fine arts. In which artistic style did Pablo Picasso create his paintings? The guitarist, the three musicians, and the Guernica. Justin, you have a guess?
The blues?
No, we're looking for the artistic style, and it's Cubism is the style. Science, Sandridge. What type of energy is demonstrated by a rock perched at the top of a cliff or a compressed spring? Trinity?
Pressure?
Not pressure. Somersill? Justin?
Kinetic?
No, we're looking at potential energy. Like if a spring is coiled up, it has potential energy. Summersill, English. In the words pyroclastic and pyromaniac, excuse me, which is the meaning of the prefix pyro? Sandridge? Kezia?
A lot.
We're looking for fire or heat. Pyro, pyromaniac, lights fires, sets fires. Sandridge, trivia. On a computer screen, what is the name for the small blinking line that shows where the next letter is to be typed on a screen? The correct response begins with the letter C. Kezia?
Cursor.
The cursor it is. For your bonus, Dropbox, Dropbox, Google Drive, and Flip Drive are all websites associated with which type of internet service? Okay, Trinity, you need to give your answer to Sydney.
The World Wide Web?
Well, that's a good answer. That's not correct. We're looking for the cloud. Remember, that's the term now. We store things out in the cloud and they are retrieved by us. Somersill literature. Provide first and last names for the following question. In his work of historical fiction, Good Brother, Bad Brother, James Cross Giblin details the 19th century lives of which two actor brothers, one of whom was a presidential assassin? Sandridge? Edwin Booth was probably the good one, and John Wilkes Booth was the assassin. And that is the end of our second round, and we'll be back for the final round in just a second. Join us then.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Our score right now is 20 points for Sandridge. Somersill has 2. We know that in this round the bonus passes with the question. You can also pick up an interrupt penalty. So we will be able to get a lot of points in this round. These are true toss-up questions, so get your buzzers ready. Mathematics is the category. And I would think you might need your pencils and paper on this. Which fraction with the denominator of 15 is equivalent to the fraction 65 over 75? Which fraction with the denominator of 15 is equivalent to the fraction 65 over 75? Correct answer is 13/15. Science. In the human body, which tough band of tissue, whose name begins with the letter L, connects bone to bone or holds an organ in place? And that would be ligaments. Ligament. Identify, this is history, identify the Amorite king who ruled over the Fertile Crescent from 1792 to 1750 BC and created civilization's first code of law. Kezia?
King Lassyrian?
Nope, that's a good answer. Let's go up to Summersill. This would be Hammurabi. I know you've heard his name, Hammurabi. English, correct the usage error in the following sentence by changing one word. Peter said that him and his brother were preparing to go feed the horses. Kezia?
He.
You change it to he, that is correct. This is your bonus in the sentence. Having fresh water available is going to be of paramount importance to Chris and I. Correct the usage error by changing one word for your bonus. Okay?
Paravi?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Paravi?
No, you would change I to me. You would change I to me. Good tries. Social studies. Under which U.S. constitutional amendment is a citizen afforded the right to a jury trial in criminal cases? Justin?
The Fourth Amendment.
Very close. Sandridge? Kezia?
The Seventh Amendment.
Very close. The Sixth. Geography. Located adjacent to Georgia and Mississippi, which states' nicknames include Heart of Dixie and Yellowhammer State? Alabama. I bet if I'd said Crimson Tide, y'all might have known that. Geography. Complete the following geographic analogy. Denali is to Alaska as Mount Mitchell is to blank. Justin?
Colorado.
No, good try. Let's go down to Sandridge. Gavin?
Mountain.
Nope, North Carolina. Science. Diffusion, respiration, decomposition, photosynthesis, and weathering, and erosion are all aspects of which environmental and life process? Trinity?
Earth?
No. Let's go to Somersill. We're looking for carbon cycle. History. Across which 3 continents did the Roman Empire stretch at its peak of existence? Kezia?
Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Man, that's great. Did a good job. Bonus question for you. In the United States government, what is the total number of officials elected to the U.S. House and Senate? Okay, Sydney? That's okay. That's okay. It is a lot. It is 535. 535. Mathematics teams, find the next two terms in the given arithmetic sequence. 1, 10, 19, 28, 37, blank, blank. Find the next two terms. Gavin?
46 and 54. I meant 55.
I'm going to have to accept your first answer, but that was a very good try. Let's go to Summersill. Rachel?
46 and 55.
46 and 55. Sorry about that, Gavin. Here's your bonus. Express the multiplicative inverse of 5 and 1/4 as a proper fraction. Express the multiplicative inverse of 5 and 1/4 as a proper fraction. Okay, Justin, your team have an answer? Anybody? Okay, the correct answer is 4/21. 4/21. Literature. In the Amy Tan novel, The Joy Luck Club, which fun game is played by the 4 women who join together in fellowship and conflict while trading stories of their families? Kezia?
Tag.
No, that's a good try. Somersill? And Mahjong. Mahjong is the game. Ooh. English. What 4-letter anagram of the word loop names a style of collared shirt often used for school uniforms? Kezia?
Polo.
Polo it is. Here's your bonus. Spell the 4-letter noun that begins with an F, which designates a bitter quarrel between 2 people or families. Okay, Sydney? Feud. Feud. Geography. We won't get to that question until next week. That is the end of our final round. We'll be right back with our score and our closing announcements. See you then.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
We had a great round, a lot of good questions and a lot of tough questions. We ended with a total of 30 points scored. Somersill ended with 4 points and Sand Ridge with 26 points. Both teams did a remarkable job, and I'm very pleased and proud of you. So let's hear a round of applause for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you'll tune in next time when we'll feature Hunters Creek and Summersill, and then we will have Morton and Northwoods Elementary. From all of us here at Onslow County Schools, thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next week.